I'll be leading you through this practice today. It's called balanced, which means it's a balanced practice. We'll hit a little bit of everything, like I think every yoga class should be, even ones with themes. But also it means that we'll be hitting a lot of balancing poses. And so we'll be working up to some bigger balances and some bigger balancing flows through Third Warrior. And we'll also be working through crow pose to headstand. So do what you can. If you're not anywhere close to it, I'll give you some options. You can stay at certain places. And of course, there's always child's pose, which is where we'll start out. If you have a block, maybe you have one handy, maybe you have a book-sized block ready, feel free to grab one. I like to keep one handy just in case, to give myself the option. Now let's go ahead and get started in child's pose. When you're ready, your knees are wide and your toes are touching. And every yoga class begins in the same place, which is us attempting to focus the mind inside towards what really matters, which is our breathing. And so in child's pose, it's really nice because you don't really have much of an option. You might as well close your eyes and go inside. And then while you're inside your body and your awareness is sinking down low, see if you can start to elongate each breath. So each inhale gets a little deeper and each exhale escapes a little bit longer. Almost like you're evening out the edges of the breath, like you're trying to iron them out. And yoga is full of ideals we're aiming towards. And one ideal I like that keeps me aiming in the right direction is see if you can try to find that the breath is so even and so smooth that you sometimes could hardly tell if you were inhaling or exhaling. And so that's how soft we're bringing the breath in. And quiet. And so the calm, quiet breath is equivalent to your calm, quiet mind. And so let's move in that direction, one breath at a time, and we'll build our yoga house up that way, one brick at a time, one breath at a time. Now before we get started, I want you to feel your body here sinking down with every breath. Maybe you walk your arms out a little further, sink your hips back a little lower. And with each exhale, perhaps you start to feel the chest sinking its way towards the ground and the hips also making their way back to the heels. Now one last caveat before we get started. Remember, I'm just offering you an outline. This practice is a mirror, as is my instruction, as is each pose. It's reflecting your awareness back inside. So always we're going to come back to the breath. And I actually had a humbling experience recently. I realized 90% of my job as a yoga instructor is simply to remind you to breathe. So trust your intuition and follow exactly what you feel is right today, right now. Before we get started, let's start by expanding the breath and releasing some vocal tension. Take an inhale through the nose. Sigh, let it go through the mouth. Two more. Inhale, nose. Exhale, sigh, let it go. Last time. Inhale a little deeper than before. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale, sigh, let it go to the bottom. Nice. Now like a cat waking up from a nap, come up onto all fours. Let's get some cat-cows in, moving the spine before we start to move the body. Inhale, look at the ceiling, arch the back. Exhale, round the back. Squeeze the breath out, navel to spine. Two more. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, round and squeeze. One more time. Inhale, movement massaging spine. Exhale, breath massaging mind. Now bring your back to flat. Now let's tuck the toes under and lift the knees just a fraction of an inch off the ground. Just a little bit. So I want to connect the core or connect with the core first, because just like the breath connects the upper and lower halves, the mind and the body, so too does the core connect the upper and lower halves of the body. So here you might feel the calves and the thighs and the upper arms. Now feel the strong core in between to flatten the back. Nice, everybody. Now take one more inhale here, flatten the back and find a round upper chest, like a push-up at the top of a push-up. And then press the hips up and back. Down dog, breathe, pedal yourself out to your down dog, and take a moment here to really explore. Each pose at the beginning is mostly exploration, trying to find that right length from front to back of the mat, height of the hips, what feels right today. So yesterday is regret, tomorrow is anxiety. Live in this moment, in this breath, create this pose brand new, and with each breath, find a little bit of something else, a new wrinkle. Keeping that, eyes closed perhaps, heels about hips distance, hidden behind the toes, fingertips spreading nice and wide, protecting the wrists, triceps aiming downwards, biceps aiming forwards, and still navel connecting to spine. 3 more breaths, breathing long, deep, and free. Take one more inhale, hips high. Now bend the knees, come to the tops of the toes, squeeze the knees forward, and then walk your feet to your hands. You're at the front of your mat. I'm going to turn to face you. Uttanasana, forward fold. Let's start, inhale halfway. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold to the ground. Once your hands get down, feel free to grasp either elbow. And maybe keep a little bend to the knees to protect the lower back, or maybe sway a little bit left to right. Shake the head a little bit, yes and no. And just let go, release it all. Not a care in the world. Release the hands to the ground with nice bent knees, almost reluctantly, like every great leader is. Ragdoll slowly all the way up to standing. Good. Stand with your feet about hips distance. Palms press forward. Lift all 10 toes and then set the big toe to the pinky toe down to the ground. Good. Now once you feel the toes gripping, and hopefully you could do 1 toe at a time. If not, it's a process. Press the palms forward. Nice. Now engage the quads to lift the kneecaps. Then keep that. Inhale, reach both arms to the ceiling. I like this because you can feel the connection between the toes and the fingertips reaching. Now come to the tops of the toes. Nice. Big inhale here. And then exhale. Lower the heels. Bring the hands to prayer. 2 more. Inhale, reach, tops of the toes. Exhale, lower the heels, hands to prayer. 1 more time. Big inhale, tops of toes. Now pause here. You're at the front of your mat, and you're going to walk like a little dancer along a beam. Yes, our first balancing on the tops of the toes to the back of the mat. Now to the front of the mat. Good. Now walk to the center of the mat. Pause here. Stay on top of the toes. Take a big inhale. Exhale. Squeeze the hands to prayer. As the hands come to the prayer, bend the knees. Okay. Nice and early here. Staying on top of the toes so the heels are lifted. Good. Now interlace the fingers to the ceiling. Palms to the ceiling. Hands to the ground. Now carefully drop the knees to the ground. Now this part doesn't take much. Our toe stretch. If you want to try to keep the pinky toe on the ground, that's an ideal. You might need to aim the heels out to accomplish that, and then sit back and sit nice and tall, shoulders relaxed. And whatever you're feeling in those toes, it could be a lot. Bring your mind back to that meditative state. Almost like you're weaving the mind around the breath and using the breath to weave around the body. Almost like a DNA coil, right? The 2 sides of the DNA, and they're connected by the nucleotides. That's the breath. Now press your hands to the ground. Lift your knees off the ground. Press your legs back to straight. Ooh. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Now let's get it into the flow. Inhale, come up all the way. Exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, fold to the ground. Inhale, right leg floats up, standing splits. Pause here. Toes are pointing down, pinky toe especially. Imagine you're pulling energy up through the left leg in the inhale and redistributing through the right leg on the exhale. Beautiful. Now lift the back leg to your own degree of full expression. Then set it down. Inhale, left leg floats. So just tracing it through the first time, right? Just trying to get an understanding of where we're at today. And so we have something to learn on, to grow on. Take one more inhale. Still, lift the leg. Exhale, left foot on the ground. Good. First twist. Bend the right knee. Inhale, take the left arm to the ceiling. And breathe. And so that last pose is going to be our foundation for where we're moving today, which is a lot of third warrior. Take one more inhale, stack the arms. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, negotiate the right arm to the ceiling like a dance between left and right sides, like you're moving through jello or water. Take one more breath. Exhale, hand to the ground. Inhale, lengthen the chest halfway. Exhale, hands down, step both feet back. Plank position. Pause here. Find your strength. And I'm not just talking strength physically. Where is your mind? I remember my first years of my practice, I was reacting, but my poses looked amazing. But my mind was always reactive, and I was constantly in that state. So try to calm the mind and stay breathing deep. If you get tired here, just set the knees down. Come out early. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, lower the chest to the ground. Sometimes it takes more strength to come out early. Hands by the ribs. Elbows tight. 4 baby cobras. Inhale, come up slightly. Exhale, lower fully. Inhale, press up. Maybe a little higher. Arms to your own degree of straight. Exhale, lower down. Good. 2 more. Inhale, press up. Wide across the collarbones. Exhale, lower down. Good. On your next one, lift the hands only off the ground. Nice. And so the feet touch down, and you're lifting the chest and lifting the hands. Now see if you can keep out of the lower back by really plugging the front hip points to the ground and pulling the navel into the spine. Good. Now take an inhale, reach both arms out front and lift both legs and breathe. Awesome. Now see if you can swim through that water, or maybe you're flying through space. Nice. Now take a breath, hold it down the center. On your next inhale, reach the arms back down the ribs. Yes, cactus those arms, then plant the hands, drop the toes. Inhale, press up, cobra or up dog with the knees lifted. Maybe roll the neck, maybe dip the shoulders. Then come back to stillness. Exhale, lift the hips, move through the core, move through the breath, down dog. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Toes touch. Inhale, right leg floats up to the ceiling. Good, so we're working towards an arm balance, and we're also working towards a lot of third warrior. So let's start here with that back leg lifted, and see if you can make it diagonal with the same length coming from the lower back and the upper back, and then point the toes to the right. Bend your knee, open your hip, square your shoulders, right knee, right elbow, squeeze it in with the breath, incline the knee towards the armpit, then drop the knee towards the wrists. Now climb it back towards the armpit. Inhale, right leg floats back up. Excellent. Exhale, step the right foot through. Beautiful. Spin the back foot flat. Heel to heel alignment. Inhale, come on up. Warrior 1. Breathe. Some poses no one likes ever. I think Warrior 1 is one of them. I think because it creeps into your lower back. If you feel in the lower back, feel free to shorten your stance. Once you get set, imagine the left hip spiraling forward from the back heel rooting, and then sink into the right hip as you squeeze the right hip in. Sink into the right thigh. Beautiful. Find the stillness in the pose, and then match it with the stillness of the breath. Then we'll flow. Inhale, reach high, sink low. Exhale, chest to thigh. Inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach. And then fold. One more time. Bend the knee, reach high, sink low. Exhale, hands to the ground. Step both feet back. Optional Vinyasa, Chaturanga, lower. Cobra, up dog. Down dog, that's where you could have met us. Breathe. Remember, you can skip any of those because they get kind of repetitive. If you ever want to meet us in down dog, it's always an option. Remember, this is your practice. This is your body. Honor your intuition. Toes touch, left leg floats up, and then point the toes to the left. Bend the knee, open the hip, even the shoulders. Exhale, knee to elbow. Now climb the knee towards the armpit, and then drop it towards the wrist. Inhale, come back up with it, and then lift it back up. Inhale. Exhale, step the left foot through, back foot flat. Inhale, rise up like a warrior. Warrior one. Isn't that interesting? With all the names, they could have called it warrior. Sink into that left thigh. Warriors are powerful, so find that power in those feet rooted. Back heel almost gripping as it's also pressing the hip forward. It's an interesting feeling. Always finding that middle ground, supporting the spine with the breath, supporting the mind with the breath. Good. Take one more breath, full expression. Exhale, chest to thigh. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, flow. Inhale. And last exhale. One more inhale, sink low, reach high. With the breath, hands to the ground, left foot steps back. Lower with the breath or meet us in down dog. Inhale, cobra, up dog, expressively. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog, conclusively. Breathe. Good, when you're ready, inhale, toes touch, inhale, right leg floats up. This time take the right knee to the left elbow. Now take it as close as you can to the armpit, then drop it all the way to the wrist. Come back to the elbow. Inhale, leg floats back up. Now bend the left knee and walk the hands back to meet the left foot. Left knee bent will get you there. So we're back in standing splits. Good. Only this time we're going to take the hands and crawl them up to the left thigh. So you're in third warrior. Back toes down, hip evens. Spine long, maybe you take the arms out front, probably just down the ribs. I would leave them on the thigh. Wherever you're at, our third warrior, first time. And then hands to the ground. Set the right foot down next to the left. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way down. Toes are touching. Inhale, share pose out of nowhere. Do you believe in life after love? Share, okay. Sink the tailbone, tuck it, navel to spine. This is another pose that no one seems to like. I think it's because collectively we're in our egos. We're going too low. So come out of the depth. Imagine you're sitting your back flat on a wall. Nice. Heavy in the heels, light in the toes. Then sink back a couple of inches. Arms pull towards ears, that's a direction, not a destination. Now interlace the fingers at the top, except for the index if you can. Then inhale, come to standing, reach high. Exhale, lean to the left. Breathe across the right ribs. And then this is where the yoga practice comes into effect. Can you keep the length of the left side as you find the depth across the right side and the depth of the twist or the lean? Take one more exhale. Inhale, tick-tock back down the center. Interlace the fingers. Press the palms to the ceiling. Take a big inhale. Exhale, twist to the right. Good, so left hip stays where it is. Maybe you look over the right shoulder. Again, palms, arms pull towards ears. Shoulders relax down back. One more exhale. Inhale, back down the middle. Reach both arms up. Exhale, hands squeeze to prayer. Whew. Feel that in your shoulders? Let's get a little back bend. Hands to the lower back, elbows squeeze tight. Start out by looking at the ceiling and then slowly walk your gaze backwards. Elbows pull tight. And you're breathing space into the heart space so the sternum is growing to the ceiling as the shoulders are melting to the ground like cheese on a nacho in the oven. And then inhale, come back down the middle. Good, reach both arms back to the ceiling. Exhale, fold to the ground. Heel to the feet wide. And then yogi squat. And let's take a twist. Right hand outside right foot, left hand, left knee. Look to the ceiling gently. Maybe stay with the hand here, or if you want to go for a little more, you could raise the left arm up. You could also bind, although, I don't know, I'd never mind. And then hand to the ground. Press the legs straight. Heel toe the feet to touch. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way to the ground. Walk yourself back out. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Toes touch. Inhale, right leg floats up to the ceiling. Exhale, knee to nose. Round the back. Squeeze it in this time. Back leg stays strong. Inhale, right leg long. Exhale, step it through. Stay on the, press the back foot flat. Warrior one. Inhale. Now let's just flow through where we've been. Chest to thigh. One time. Inhale, come back up. Then shift onto your back toes. Crescent pose. Breathe, breathe, breathe. B, B, B. Anything could be too much or not enough. You find the right degree of the pose that feels right to you. Remember, I'm just the chef. I cooked up the sequence, but you know, it's on you what your appetite is today, on how much you eat. And remember, don't bite off more than you can chew. Take one more inhale. Exhale, cactus the arms, open the chest, tap the back knee. Inhale, come back up. Two more. Tap the knee, lift the chest. Inhale, back up. Good, one more. Tap the knee, lift up. Exhale, fold to the ground. Left hand down. Inhale, right arm up. Twist. A lot of twists already. Now trace the arm over the ear, hand to the ground, heel toe the right foot to the right, and bring your forearms optionally all the way down, or stay on the hands, or use a block. And remember, our foundation is our breath, so whatever you're doing, don't lose that. Sometimes I think of yoga as a game of lost and found. You're constantly losing the breath, and then you're refinding it. Hands down, step the right foot back, plank position, and lower all the way down with strength. Inhale, cobra, up dog, chest lifts. Exhale, lift the hips, down dog. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Beautiful. Toes touch. Inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow this time. Now climb it to the right, to the armpit. Now lower to the wrist. Good, now climb it back. Inhale, lift it up. Now bend the right knee. Standing splits. Walk your hands back. With a bent right knee, that'll help you get there. And then breathe. And then walk your hands up to third warrior. Maybe up the shin. And then to where it lands on the thigh. Arms supporting the spine long, like a rafter in a building supports the ceiling. Take one more breath, long from heel to crown of the head. Maybe take your arms out or down the ribs, and then fold to the ground. Set your left foot down next to your right. Oh my gosh, your toes are touching. One more chair pose out of nowhere. Inhale, sink low, reach high. Nice. Now let's flow a little bit. Exhale, chest to thigh. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Inhale, nose. Exhale, mouth. Last time, inhale, come up. Hold the breath, and hold the pose. Then come to standing. Interlace the fingers above the head, except for the index finger. Take a big inhale, lengthen. Wrists over shoulders, shoulders over hips. Exhale, lean to the right. Breathe across the left ribs. Use the right arm to pull the left arm long, and the left arm to pull the right arm long. And find that nice compromise that doesn't feel like a compromise. As you find the depth, keep the right side as long as you can. Take one more breath, full expression, right to your own degree of full expression. Inhale, back to the middle. Interlace the fingers, press the palms to the ceiling. And then exhale, twist to the left. Hips stay to the right, anchored over the right hip. Right hip stays over the right ankle. Take one more exhale, full twist, shoulders cascading down the back. Inhale, come back down the center. Inhale, one more time. Exhale, squeeze the hands to prayer. When you're ready, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, fold forward. Hinge at the hips. Dive to the ground. Roll the neck out left and right with the breath. Yes, yes, yes. Then release the hands to the ground. Heel toe the feet wide. Yogi squat. This time let's get the other side for the twist. Left hand down, right hand, right knee. Look over the right shoulder. Maybe take your arm up. Some of you will have the bind. I never mind. Take one more breath, twist. If you're all the way bound, unbind. Everyone, hand to the ground, legs back to straight, feet back to touch. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, deepen. Walk yourself back out. Downward facing dog. Toes touch, left leg floats up. Knee to nose, round the back. Hold it here. Squeeze it in for 3 and 2. Then step the foot through, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one for a breath. Exhale, chest to thigh. We're flowing. Inhale, come up. Crescent pose, we're growing. Reaching for the ceiling. The ego is peeling. Back knee starts out as bent to protect the lower back. Then you have the option to start to press it a little straighter as you sink into that left thigh. Getting light on the left toes. Now 3 times. Bend the back knee, tap it, open the chest. Inhale up. Now tap. Inhale up. One more tap. And back up. Hold. Hands to the ground, fold, right hand down, inhale, left arm up, and then twist it, take it over the arm in a big circle, all the way to the ground, heel toe the left foot to the left, either stay on the hands or drop the forearms down. Imagine you're an artist. I'm talking Picasso, not just any artist. In each stroke of your breath, is infused with as much intention as that painter would have with each stroke of his brush. Then come back up to the top of your hands. Step the left foot back. Plank position, optional vinyasa or meet down dog. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Nice, everybody. Toes touch. Well, let's get a little break actually. Knees touch, feet wide. Walk back between your ankles and thighs. I like to sit on a block. Maybe your butt comes all the way to the ground. Maybe you sit all the way back. Or maybe you support yourself with your hands on your heels. Wherever you're at, come back to the breath, even, deep, and free. That little game of lost and found. Continual refinement of the breath. What does it mean to breathe mindfully? When you're settled fully and when you're ready to move on, not a moment before, ahead or behind, nice and slow, come back out into all fours. This time knees under hips, wrists under shoulders. This time let's cat-cow, but drawing big circles with the hips, forward and backwards through space. Nice, almost like if your ribs are shining left and right, it would look like a fish swimming in the sea. And then reverse the direction of the hips. Then bring your back to flat. Go ahead and float your right leg behind you. Sunbird, take your left arm in front of you. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see what I'm doing. The limbs are out. And then we're going to take both limbs out in either direction. Awkward airplane. Now you're going to pulse them to the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you're going to bring them back down the center and squeeze the knee to the elbow. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last time, inhale. Pause here. Bend the right knee. Reach back with the left hand. Grab a hold of what you can. And start a slow persuasion of the leg kicking and the chest opening. Think conversation, not tug of war. And then through that conversation, the back knee lifts a little. Take one more breath. Release the back leg, arm forward, hand to the ground. Nice and slow. Take your right arm up to the ceiling. Nice. I'm going to turn to face you so you can see. And take your right leg out 90 degrees. And then pulse the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it to its height. Take it back behind. Bend the knee. Reach back with the hand. Grab a hold of what you can. And slowly open the leg. Open the chest. Feel there's that contention between the arm resisting the leg and the leg resisting the arm. Between both of them resisting, they both get a little stretch. Nice. Now release the back leg, hand to the ground, tuck the left toes, lift the hips up and back, and then bend the left knee, walk the hands back to meet the left foot. Coming into your standing splits, into your third warrior, arms down the ribs or arms out front. Now squeeze the knee to the elbows and then inhale back out. Good, little flow. Knee to elbow, inhale back out. One more, knee to elbow. Inhale back out, and then exhale, set the right foot down, fold to the ground. Aye, aye, aye. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Toes touching. Inhale, you guessed it, chair pose out of nowhere. Sink into the right foot, lift the left knee into the chest this time. Good, now we're gonna flow a little differently. Third warrior, then you're gonna come up, knee to chest this time, extend it out. Third warrior, knee to chest, extend it out. Third warrior, knee to chest, extend. One more with the breath. Back, pause here. Hands to the ground. Left foot steps down. Heel toe the feet wide. Yogi squat. One more time. Hands to prayer. Now this time, set your hands on the ground. Climb the knee towards the armpits and find yourself towards your crow pose. Maybe this is too much, maybe you fall out, but remember, it's all about the fulcrum in the hands. You want to almost have the palm of your hands like the heel of your foot with a little space between it and the ground. And then it's more balance in core work, squeezing the elbows towards the back of the arms. Take one more breath here, set your feet back down. Good, interlace the fingers, palms to the ceiling. Hands to the ground, legs straight, feet to touch. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold all the way to the ground. Walk yourself back out. Downward facing dog. Breathe. Toes touch. Inhale, right leg floats up. Right knee, right elbow. Inhale, lift it. Right knee, left elbow. Inhale, lift it. Knee to nose. Hold it, squeeze it. Step the right foot through. Back foot flat, one time through. Inhale, reach. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, back up. Back of toes. One time, tap the back knee. Open the chest. Inhale. Good, now take the right arm underneath the left arm. Palms touch. Then drop the right shoulder inside the right knee. Good, so eagle arms. Inhale, lift it. Gaze towards the palms and then fold it and lift it. Good, one more time. Fold it and lift it. You guys got this. Now, it's going to be tough on that right leg, but slowly lean forward. Find your bound third warrior. Nice. And then slowly set the left foot down next to the right. Then lift your right leg and wrap it around your left. Eagle legs. Lift the elbows, flatten the back, then lower to your own degree. Maybe your elbows tuck outside the knees. Don't get too excited because it just means, you know, your body works that way. Or maybe you've been practicing a long time. But up here is fine too. Wherever you're at, take one more breath. Then release. Unwrap the legs, set the foot down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold to the ground. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, lengthen the mind. Step both feet back, plank position, and lower with strength. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Good, let's take a little break before we get to the other side. Child's pose, knees wide, toes touch, just for a moment. Just to give ourselves a couple of breaths to pause, to regain our composure, to come back to that foundational breathing, long, deep, and free, slow, even, methodical, massaging, and come back up onto all fours. Again, cat-cow, inhale, arching the back, drawing circles with the hips, exhaling, rounding and squeezing, moving forward and backwards through space, moving kind of sensuously, almost like you're trying to seduce yourself, and then reverse the direction of those hips. Like you're taking yourself on a date, you know? Now come back to the center. Good, lift the left leg behind you. Inhale, right arm in front of you. And then awkward airplane. Take both limbs out either direction. And then pulse them. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then come back down the middle. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze the knee to the elbow. Inhale, reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. One more, inhale. And exhale. Come back down the middle. Bend the back knee, reach back with your right hand, and grab a hold of what you can. Then start that slow progression, that gentle conversation. Left arm strong like a pillar. Look over the right shoulder, one last breath. Release the back leg. Arm forward, leg back. Right hand to the ground. Peel open the right chest like a green banana. Left leg lifts towards parallel with the ground. Then take the leg out front and pulse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take it back, bend the knee, reach back with your hand. Once you grab a hold of what you can, again, kick the leg wide, open the chest fully, deepen the breath. Then release the back leg, arm back up, hand to the ground. Right toes tucked, inhale, lift up and back. Down dog, one-legged. Bend the right knee. Walk the hands back to meet the right foot. And then slowly climb your hands up your right thigh. Third warrior. Maybe take the arms down the ribs. Maybe take them out front. If they're out front, go ahead and 3 times. Pull the knee in and then extend the arms. Knee, elbows in, arms extend. One more with the breath. Inhale, release. Fold to the ground, set the left foot down next to the right. Ooh-wee. Toes touch. You know what's coming. When you're ready, chair pose. Then sink into the left foot, squeeze the right knee to the chest. Now we flow. Third warrior. And then come up to standing, extend the leg. Third warrior. Good, standing, leg extended. One more time. Third warrior. To standing, to extended leg. Pause here, hold it, fold it. Release the head, release the hands, heel to the feet wide. One more time. Yogi squat to crow pose. Again, knees climb towards the armpit, core squeezes the knees in, and then you slowly lean forward. Then you try to straighten the arms and lift the toes. Gaze forward, your energy goes where your gaze goes. And then release the feet back down, Malasana, palms up, hands down, legs straight, feet to touch, walk yourself back out. Down dog, left leg floats up, inhale, let's touch them all. Left knee, left elbow, Pokemon, inhale. Exhale, right elbow, gotta catch them all. Inhale, back up. Knee to nose, around the back, squeeze it in, step it through, back foot flat one time. Inhale, warrior 1. Exhale, chest to thigh. Inhale, come back up, crescent, one time, tap the knee. Inhale, back up. This time, left arm under right, palms touch, gaze between hands, elbows lift, inhale. Exhale, shoulder inside thigh. Inhale, back up. Exhale, 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Last time, inhale. Now lean forward, third warrior. Bound third warrior with those hands. Breathe long, deep, and free. Now squeeze the knee to the elbows, elbows to knees. Inhale, back out. Good, squeeze it in. Inhale, back out. One more, squeeze. In, back out, hold it. Keep the arms where they are. Set the right foot down, come to standing. Lift the left leg and wrap it around. Eagle legs, eagle arms. I'll come to face you. And stay at the right degree that feels right to you. It might be all the way up, or it might be all the way down. Whatever it is, don't judge it. You already did the hard work today. You made it this far in your practice. So everything else is just icing on the cake. Find your depth. Last couple of breaths. Then come back to standing. Unwrap the arms, unwrap the leg. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, fold to the ground. Grab the big toes with the index and middle fingers. Inhale, lift the chest, bent knees. Exhale, fold in, wide elbows, bend them in. Release the head and neck. And just breathe, long, deep, full, free. Let it all go, all that heat dissipates. Good, now, before we slow down too much, we're going to take our crow to headstand as our final attempt. So, come to Malasana in the center of your mat. Bring your palms together. Place your hands down to the ground. Now this is the part where it's variable. Maybe you're still in yogi squat. Maybe you're experimenting with your crow. You're not quite there. Or maybe you feel pretty steady in your crow. And then you slowly tilt the head to the ground. And then bring the legs to the ceiling. Headstand. Yogi's choice. Whatever you do, make sure you're breathing and you're feeling. Find that meditative quality or state to whatever you're doing. And then see if you can come back to your crow by slowly taking the knees back to the elbows. And then connecting the toes, pressing into the fingertips. And then slowly pressing up, crow, to Malasana. Beautiful. Then press your legs straight. Heel toe your feet together in front of the mats. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold to the ground. Step both feet back. Clean slate Vinyasa. Lower with the breath. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, Down Dog. From Down Dog, when you're ready, let's get some last hip work in. Inhale, right leg floats up to the ceiling. Exhale, step the right foot through between the hands. Good. Pivot on the toes to face the side of the mat. Hands on the hips. Come up with a flat back. Now, pivot goddess pose, so your heels are in, your toes are out. As parallel to the mat as you can get them. Then drop the thighs as parallel to the mat as you can get them. Then take your arms out. And then take your left hand inside your left foot. Taking your right arm to the ceiling. See if you can sit the right hip down at the same time. Inhale down the middle. Exhale, right hand down. Again, left hip sinks, left chest opens. Inhale, center, and then left. Now tick-tock, back and forth like a clock for 3 more breaths. Inhale, center. Exhale, left. Look, next inhale, come here, hold, pause, sink low, lift the chest. Hands to hips. Straighten legs, pivot the toes in, interlace the fingers behind your back, look to the ceiling, inhale, exhale, fold to the ground. Release the head and neck. Press the arms towards straight, towards over your head. Then release the hands down, walk your spine long. Then keep your right hand down, take your left arm up to the ceiling. Good, left hand down. Inhale, right arm up to the ceiling. Right hand down, Pivot your right toes to the right. Swivel your both hips forward. Drop the back knee to the ground. Heel toe the right foot to the right. Pigeon pose. Shin towards parallel with the front of the mat. Walk the left knee back. Stand tall on the arms before you fold to your humble pigeon. Shin towards parallel. I always am wary about this pose because there's so much weight on two vulnerable joints, your ankle and your knee. So towards is a very loose direction. Maybe your forehead makes it to the ground. Breathe right into that hip space. Like the hips releasing and the breath is cleansing it out of the body. Then press your arms back to straight, nice and slow in your own time. Take your time. Retuck the back toes, lift the back knee, up and back. Then feel free to bend the knee and maybe even open the hip and flip your dog. Nice and expressively, hips towards sky. Then come back around, hand down, right foot next to left. Inhale, left leg floats up. Exhale, step it through, back knee down. And again, move towards your pigeon. Shin towards parallel with the front of the mat. Take your time getting in, stand tall on the arms. Maybe walk your right knee back before you fold to the ground, forearms down. Maybe your forehead makes it all the way down. Each breath moving like the waves of an ocean, lapping against the internal shores of tension and anxiety. Each exhale carrying a little bit of those shores out. Now press your arms back to straight, retuck the back toes, lift the left leg up and back, inhale. And then maybe flip your dog, bend the knee, open the hip. You could go all the way around. Side of the right foot, hips shine to the ceiling. Then bring the hand back around. Good, foot back around. Pause. Take a big deep inhale here, exhale. Set the knees down. Let's get a little wrist stretch. Turn your fingertips to face you. And then this doesn't take much, just a little lean back. Then come back forward. Cross your ankles, come onto your butts. Oh my gosh, one more thing before we hit the floor. Navasana, heels can stay in the ground and you can just do this, fully supported, or you can stay with the hands forward and the heels in the ground, or you can lift the shins parallel to the ground with the knees supported, or you can reach the arms out, and the final stage is just straighten the legs, but don't sacrifice the length of the spine to straighten the legs. Nice, now breathe. Now on your next inhale, lower slowly towards the ground. Pause before you get there. Exhale, squeeze it up. Good, inhale, lower slowly. Exhale, squeeze it up. And lower. And squeeze. One more lower, pause, hold for 3, 2, 1. Take the legs to the ceiling, reach the hands to the toes. Not quite there, we're on our backs though. Lift the tailbone, reach for the toes. Awesome. Now drop the right leg, squeeze the fingers around the left thigh. Interlace the fingers except for the index and middle finger. So you're lifting the shoulder blades. Inhale center, exhale right. Good. Now you're like you're rowing a boat. Middle, left, middle, right. Middle, left, middle, right. One more middle. One more left, pause down the center, reach for the toes, and release it. Knees into chest, roll your lower back. Maybe floss your hips a little bit. Drawing circles with the knees. And then reverse that. Now let's twist to complement that core work. This time cross the right leg over the left, eagle legs, and then drop the knees to the left, open the chest to the right. Now start to release your focus from the breath. Let everything melt towards the ground. Let the silence inside and outside meet each other. Let gravity take over. Keep the legs crossed, bring the knees back down the middle. Reach down, grab the feet, and then lean back. Happy cow. A little different angle in this hip stretch. And then release the legs, plant the feet on the ground, lift the hips, bridge pose, interlace the fingers, and walk the shoulder blades in. Knees inside hips, arms towards straight. Take one more inhale, exhale, float the hips to the ground. Knees back into chest, left knee over right this time. And then twist. Knees fall to the right, chest opens to the left. Everything is softening and releasing here. When you're ready, keeping the legs crossed, bring them back down the middle. Reach down, grab a hold of the feet, happy cow, Gomukhasana, variation, and lean back. And now release the legs. Again, plant the feet, bridge pose, lift the hips, interlace the fingers, walk the shoulder blades in, one at a time. And then slowly float the hips back to the ground. Good, happy baby, grab the outer edge of both feet, lower back just touching the ground. And when you've had enough, spread the legs wide, straddle pose, grab the big toes. Nice. Now place your hands on the ground. One last thing. Press your straight legs up and over your head for plow pose. Take a moment to enjoy this view of your crotch. How often do you get to look at that? And then take one leg up and the other. Shoulder stand. Toes point to the ceiling. The weight is in your arms, not your neck. And then feel all that blood drip, drip, dripping downwards. And then nice and slow, feet back over your head. Then hands on the ground, walk your spine back out, one vertebrae at a time, all the way into your Savasana. Release the legs, toes out, palms up. Eyes closed. Maybe you wiggle early, be still later. Relax all the muscles in your face. Lower jaw releases from upper jaw, tongue from roof of mouth. Squinty muscles at the corners of your eyes relax. You're so relaxed, you're almost melting into your mat. And your mind is so relaxed, it's almost floating off your mat. Keeping your eyes closed for as long as possible. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Who knows, maybe you even wiggle your nose. Calling that spirit back into your body, your flesh container. Eventually stretch your arms up over your head, maybe. And then wherever you're at, roll onto your right or your left side, using your arm as a pillow. Nice and calm and safe here, like a baby in a crib. Use your right arm to press yourself up to a seated cross-legged position. Once you're there, sit up nice and tall. Shoulders relaxed. Your eyes are closed. And you're back at the breath. Today we're going to end with a breathing exercise. Equal parts inhale to hold to exhale to hold. I'll count it out 5 seconds, but maybe you're ahead or behind. So with me, breathe, inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, slowly exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bottom, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start to breathe again evenly, softly. And to honor that space we just created, let's seal our practice with 3 ohms. Please join me, hands to prayer. Take a deep inhale. Namaste, everyone. Have a great day.